What is going on, guys? And I hope you guys are doing well, and welcome back to the garage where we hang out for a little bit. We talk about products that I like, products that are basically purchased out of pocket, and products that are also sent in for a review and just for feedback for the companies. In this case, we are going to be talking about the EcoFlow River 2. These guys were generous enough to actually send one out a while back, which is this model, their latest model before it even released. And I've had a blast using it. I've been using it as a backup to charge my phone, charge my laptop, and just charge other camera equipment that I carry with me at camp. Alright, so before I get into the specs of this unit, I want to be very transparent with you guys because I really never accept products for review unless I've used the product in the past or unless I really do think it's worth doing. And it sounds kind of weird for me to say this, just because I've seen a lot of products or a lot of companies going in and out, just trying to make a quick buck, don't really care about the customer, don't really care about their product. It's just basically an item that is very generic out in China. They import it, they put their name on it, and boom, they push it out and they say, well, figure it out if it doesn't work. Well, there's a few companies out there that actually do care about their products. And it just happens to be that EcoFlow is one of them. Now, if you guys remember in the past, you've probably seen the EcoFlow River Pros that I was using at the time. There were two big versions of this that would basically attach to each other, giving me like 2,400 watts of, lithium battery energy while I was on the road. And I also did have the solar panels. And at the time, I didn't have what I have now. I didn't have a camper shed, I didn't have nothing fancy. All I had was the iCamper with my bed rack. And yeah, I needed some type of energy source to charge my camera gear, my drone, my batteries, my laptop, pretty much everything that I use to make these videos while I'm on the road. And I was just tired of going to Starbucks, charging my stuff, and going back on the field, going back to the Starbucks, and I mean, it was just kind of sketch, like I was sitting on the corner with a bunch of stuff kind of charging. And at the time, after doing some research, after making a few mistakes, I ended up hearing about EcoFlow on Tacoma World. So I did get my hands on the unit that I had back in the day. Obviously now, 4 years later, I have a camper shed, I have a full-on, Red Arc management system. But even with the canopy camper and the Red Arc management system, and just having another source of power, just in case anything was to fail while out on the field, is always nice. So I decided, yeah, that's fine. Send it over. I would love to test it out. I would love to see what is new, what improvements have been made, and really just kind of put it to the test. That way I can make a video like this. I told you guys I would continue to make these videos in the garage of products that I think you guys would like. So I hope you guys enjoy it. So enough said, let's get into the specs. Now, to start off, one of the most obvious improvements that I've seen on the River 2 is how fast it charges. If you're using an AC outlet at home, you can expect this unit to charge from 0 to 100 in only 60 minutes. Now, if you're spontaneous like me, this is when this option comes in clutch. Sometimes I just have my bag ready to go. I grab the EcoFlow, I can just plug it into my truck, and by the time I get to the destination, whether it takes me 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, this battery bank is ready to roll. Now, as far as size goes, it's pretty small for being such a powerful little unit. It only weighs 7.7 pounds, making it super light, very small, very compact, and easy to store as well. Now, a neat thing about the EcoFlow is that not only can you manually turn stuff off and on, and actually gives you a visual of what input is going in and what the output is, but you can actually go on their app as well, which is linked through Bluetooth, and it gives you the ability to visually look at those specs when you're not around the battery bank itself. It gives you the input for the wattage, and it also gives you the output as well. You can also control the unit itself by turning off the AC, turning off the DC, and vice versa. Whatever you have connected, whatever you have active, you can control it from this little interface here. It also gives you a full visual of how many hours you have left, the percentage, And if you want to get a little crazier, then you can actually go into the settings here and you have a lot more options. For example, the AC charging speed, you can actually bring it down to 100 watts, 200 watts, 250 watts, all the way up to 360 watts. Just keep in mind, at 360, that's basically what they recommend for the device to charge from 0 to 100. If you lower this, depending on what you're trying to do, then definitely expect the unit to charge a lot slower. So normally, if I'm charging on the outlet, 360, if I'm on the road, I'll bring it down to right around 150 watts to be conservative and not drain any other units that I may be using in order to charge the EcoFlow River 2. Now, surprisingly, for being a very small compact unit, you do have a good amount of outlets. So you have the option of a DC unit, you have the option of 2 USB fast chargers, 1 USB-C fast charger, and 2 AC chargers. Now, when plugging something in and you're not using your app, you also have a nice display here that gives you the output, the input, it gives you a percentage of the battery bank, and it also gives you how many hours you have left. Everything else will be manually turned on and turned off. And like I said earlier, just in case you're away from the EcoFlow and you are connected via Bluetooth, you can turn everything on and turn everything off as well. Now, there is 4 ways of charging this unit. Included will be a DC adapter, just like this, for when you're on the road. They will also be including an AC plug, just like this. That way you can charge it at home. And optional, if you decide to purchase their solar panels, you will get a plug like this. Now, the 4th option is charging it via USB-C. It's an option that I didn't want, so I didn't have them send it over, but if you're looking for that option, you can always find it on their website. So there was one thing that I did have EcoFlow send me that's not included when you purchase your RiverFlow 2, and that is the 160 watt monocrystal solar panel. If you're like me and camp, you know, cycling these devices is crucial, especially if you're trying to have, you know, some type of energy source throughout the whole entire day, the whole entire night. And yeah, I used it on this last trip. I did place this nice thin solar panel on my hood, and it kept it pretty topped off. I think the highest it did go was 95%, which is pretty much almost full. It was also gloomy as well, but this little solar panel did a very good job on keeping that battery bank almost at 100%. Now, trip out. I usually, when I make a review or if I'm making a video, I like to time myself to see how productive I can be without being distracted. Right now we're at 37 minutes, and when I first plugged in this EcoFlow, it was at 0%. So here we are 37 minutes later, and this thing is at 87%. 87%. How crazy is that? So right here we are proving that this will charge, based on the time frame, from 0 to 100 in just 1 hour. Pretty crazy, huh? So overall, I do want to say that this is a pretty solid battery bank that I recommend. Whether you're using it at camp to power your fridge, to power your laptop, or other devices that you might want to charge, or even using it at home. Let's say there's a power outage and you have to power your microwave, your blender, your TV, whatever it is. The fact that you have not only the battery bank, but you have a solar panel to actually power it as well and charge it, I mean, will go a long way. So overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, these guys are having a Black Friday sale. They are having a Cyber Monday sale. I'll be putting all the links down below. Make sure you guys use those links because they will save you that 8%. That will bring this down to $209. So don't miss out on that. And if you guys want to continue to watch stuff like this where I review a product or talk about a product that I bought here in the garage, let me know. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.